There we go. Alright, working now? There we go. Yep. Now it is working. Here we go. So currently setting up the octree writer struct. Currently, when we're building an octree, what we do is we build a vector, and well, we start with an empty vector and we push nodes onto it as the octree grows. However, I've been thinking that it might be good to actually write directly into GPU memory instead of building it in CPU memory and then copying it over. So I'm going to try that out. That might work. Okay, whatever. No second guessing. Let's go for it. So when we create a new mutex, we're actually in addition to max depth, we're also going to take a dynamic octree writer. Or actually, we'll just take directly an arc mutex dynamic octree writer. And I forgot to name the variable. We'll call this nodes. Or actually, we'll call it writer. So then we can get rid of this initializer. And I actually want to rename nodes to writer as well. Okay, so next we're going to have to replace all of my usages of what were we taking before? We were taking before a actually we could make octree writer just have to be um, thread safe. Actually, no, that's too complicated. Let's not do that right now. Anyway, we have to replace all the usages of it's called writer now. Writer here and change it to use the actual write function, which is push. And maybe I should replace this with extend because push symbolizes a single element while extend symbolizes multiple. I believe we could actually even take an iterator. What would that be? Impl iterator. Node? Something like that. Impl iter? I'm not actually sure how this would work. Yeah, iterator is a trait. And shouldn't it have a generic argument? No. Okay, let's stick with a slice for now. That makes sense. Extend. So self.writer.lock.unwrap. What we're doing here is just setting a single node, it looks like. Oops, wait. What am I doing? Oh. This also has to be a reader. Because we have to read back into the octree as we're building it. So here we're going to say nodes.get node. Let's add some helper functions. A node can be either a leaf node, a branch node, or a far pointer. So we can add helper functions to get either of those. Unsafe fn get leaf self pointer, and this will be implemented as self.get node dot leaf. This has to be a function. This will return self.get node dot branch. What's wrong here? Oops, we have to pass in pointer. Yep, and unsafe fn get far pointer. Is this worth it though? It's still unsafe. It's not actually saving us any. Um, it's not saving us any work. So implementing an octree writer, I don't think we're actually going to implement an octree writer for anything in the shader crate, but we will do it here. Above our octree manager, we'll impl octree writer for vector of nodes. And our octree writer has our extend function, so let's implement that. And this will just actually map directly to self.extend from slice. Oops, and this should be called nodes, not node. So yeah, for some reason my VS Code has not been generating errors correctly, or like the little squiggles. It's not telling me where all the problems are. So if we run a cargo check, it should give us a billion trillion errors. Oh, there's something. Let's see. Up here. We have to import octree reader, and only auto traits can be used as additional traits in a trait object. Oh. Okay, we can create a pub trait octree interface? Octree read write? What would we call that? What's something that's a reader and a writer? Octree reader writer? I guess I can change the name of that later. And that'll just be an octree reader plus an octree writer. Right? And then we have to put a bracket. Does that fix it? Okay, octree reader writer. That does not sound right, but we can fix that in the future. Octree reader writer. And then we get an error up here. Ah, this trait isn't defined in the current crate though. That's an issue. How do we solve this? Man, that's an annoying restriction. We could move the definition of octree reader and octree writer to this crate. That's so ugly though. We could make another crate with the octree. Do I really want to do that? Oh, octree, so many issues. I don't know, man. This is confusing. Well, that's unfortunate. What did I change in here? Ah. Oh, I didn't commit that yet. Oh, wait. Hmm. Here's what I can do. Here's what I can do. We can create a struct octree vec octree, and that'll just contain a vector with a node. I guess that works. Vec octree. And then I just have to call self.0.extend from slice. So it's just an octree that's backed by a vector. Makes sense. Excellent. And we'll also have to implement octree reader for this. For vec octree, fn get node, self and pointer. And this will just return self.0 at the index of pointer as a usize. Does that work? Yes, it does. Okay, good, good, good. So error here, cannot index into a value of type mutex. Okay, so we do lock it. Alright, and then we have to replace it with the read function. Dot get node. Child group pointer should be a u32. Although I remember that the print function is actually broken, so I think I'm going to delete this whole thing. Print function is broken. We'll have to rewrite that later, but that's okay because the current implementation doesn't even work. So self gen needs to be modified to take, instead of a vector of nodes, a vector, or sorry, not a vector at all, a dynamic octree reader writer. And then we get a ton of errors. Expected reference node slice, found a, okay. To octree reader, we have to add a length function, returning a u32, or actually an absolute pointer. We'll implement that for vec octree, fn length, taking self, returning an absolute pointer, returns self.length as an absolute pointer. And we'll also have to implement that for here as well. fnlen, taking self, returning an absolute pointer, self.len as absolute pointer. And apparently octree reader is also implemented for mutable node. Is that really necessary though? I'm gonna get rid of this for now. Oops, this should be slice. Let's see, std slice slice. How do I fix this? Self.length can't be fixed without recursing, because it's calling this now. We have to figure out how to call the slice length function. Is it just slice? std, or actually it has to be core if we're using this slice. Where does the normal slice length come from? Primitive type slice. So do we have to type it? Oh, this is kind of crazy. Do we type it like this? Node dot length self. Hmm. What's it called when you have like an absolute, like an absolute function? Ah, I'm not sure how to do this. Oh, missing angle brackets. I don't get it. I don't get how this is supposed to work. Okay, here's what I'm looking for. Oop. Where did that just go? Okay. Oh, that's also not it. Bro, I totally just lost my page. Yo! Okay. Rust call trait function. Wait, Rust trait call function with same name. That's what I'm looking for. Can move it over to here. This is what I'm looking for. Oh, I found where I had it open in my other window. Okay, fully qualified syntax for a slice. Ah, okay, what the heck? Here we go. Fully qualified syntax for a slice is like this. Dot, right? Colon, colon, len. And of self. There we go. Okay, okay, problem solved, lesson learned. That's actually pretty cool. Now. Um, okay, errors are showing up correctly. Expected reference of node. Instead got reference of Map iterator. Okay. So instead of writing nodes.extend, we're going to write. Oh wait, is that still what it's called? Nodes? Nodes. Yeah, right. We want to change nodes to RW actually because right, because we had it called writer before, but it's actually a writer and a reader. But mostly it's a writer. What the heck? What happened there? Okay. Okay, we're just gonna call it RW. RW, RW, and RW. So that we can identify it when we see it. rw.lock.unwrap. Yes, yes, that's correct here. And here we have nodes. Nodes is not right. We want this to be rw.extend, I believe. Where is nodes? Nodes is rw.lock. Okay. So this doesn't honestly have to be a slice. This could be an iterator, but I have to figure out how to use an iterator trait. Is it int iterator? Iterator. Dynamic. Wait. Impl iterator, I believe. Do we have to? Oh, wait. Isn't it like item equals um, and the item would be a node? Is that how it works? Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah. So item equals node. And let's see. Where's our implementation for that up here? Octree reader writer cannot be made into an object. The trait for a trait to be object safe, it needs to allow building a vtable to allow the call to be resolvable dynamically. What does that mean? Huh. Well, let's look that up. Object safe traits can be the base trait of a trait object. Huh. Interesting. I'm not actually sure what's wrong here. Let's see, extend. Oh, for traits be object safe needs to allow building a vtable. Oh, so this I guess just has to be a dynamic iterator instead of an impl iterator. Yeah. Okay, wait for that to build, see if any errors come up. Well, not if, but which errors. Here we go. Yep, so guess I'm gonna end the stream.